we are in my room. My desk is over here, and this is my writer's desk, and it's a mess, which is how you know I haven't really been writing at my desk. But I do want to focus on having a designated space for writing. I kind of like writing wherever I'm comfortable, so I really want to get a big chair to go here where it feels cozy and I can kind of lounge. And this is also a standing desk, so of course I can elevate it if I feel like standing, but I really need to get this area situated. I also have some of my poems printed out on there. But anyway, I just got dressed. I'm wearing the sweater, something underneath, very nice fall cozy sweater. Just wearing leggings, just like something very, very basic. So as I was saying, unfortunately, I have been neglecting my writer's desk. This is what it currently looks like. It's a mess. I have this book that I received from Penguin, well, actually from Random House. I'll just show you this very quickly. It's Day, a novel. So I'm going to focus on cleaning up this area. So during these moments of reflection, I really kind of analyze where I am, what I've been thinking about writing, and I love kind of opening with this period of reflection of where I am currently as a writer. Am I writing about the things that I want to? Am I following my artistic intuition? What am I afraid of? What am I insecure about? And this is like my writing journal, so I love the Moleskin Journals. I use this to kind of brain dump only about writing. And it's always surprising. Sometimes I go in knowing what I want to spend the 10 minutes writing, and other times I don't, and I just start writing. Like today, I had no idea what I wanted to journal and reflect on, but I have been stuck on these two sentences I wrote. And the sentences are, I knew everything once and now I know nothing at all. And just kind of thinking about how, at least for me as a child, I have always known that I've loved storytelling. I used to ask my mom or whoever to read me the same stories over and over again. I was enamored by storytelling and words, and I remember writing and reading like some of my favorite novels as a teenager, and writing my own novels on like a 2000 like a 2005 Windows PC with slow dial-up internet. And just writing and praying that the document didn't crash, and just crafting my own characters. And I've always been a poet as well. I've loved poetry. I've always written poetry. I found notebooks from when I was in 4th and 5th grade writing about the moon and the stars and what I thought love was like at that time as a young person. And to see how I knew everything once, like innately I knew that I was drawn to storytelling, and to then wonder why sometimes it's like I know nothing at all. Like I don't know why I don't follow my artistic intuitions, or why I don't follow myself. It's a pretty honest and vulnerable activity, I think, to get me into the headspace of writing. And I'm always surprised about what I write when I come to these exercises, and I just know that this is a recent practice that I've had of dedicating one notebook entirely to just writing in general, like my thoughts on writing, what has been inspiring me, what I feel like I would like to work on or just get out of my head. And it's very therapeutic. It's not a novel idea, meaning that journaling has been around forever, but I've just noticed that it's something that greatly impacts my practice as a writer when I am sitting down and not just going straight into, okay, I'm writing XYZ poem or I'm writing this thing. How do I feel about writing in this moment? And like trying to capture that and lean into that energy as I go into it. So that has been a part of my writing practice as I open up. And now I'll get a little bit more into my process behind writing poetry, what I think about as I'm writing, and what my goals are right now. So I also just recently bought The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I'm actually gonna go get it. I saw one of my mutuals on TikTok who I am obsessed with her page. Her name is Brittany. She was sharing mini vlogs about her experience with The Artist's Way, and that was the first time I've ever heard of it, but it just made me want to kind of have like an external thing to get me organized with the writing routine, especially as someone who works Monday through Friday. I work full-time. I do YouTube. I also have a second job outside of that, outside of all of this, during which I assist with a nonprofit. So I have like my hands in a lot of different baskets. So I think having something that will structure me, and I'm beginning to understand that I consider myself to be, like, I consider the practice of writing to be spiritual, at least it is for me. I think I'm a very meditative writer, and I need to be meditative when I'm analyzing the world. So I know Julia Cameron like uses some aspects of spirituality within this program, but if you don't know what The Artist's Way is, it is a 12-week program that focuses on different things. And I know that Julia Cameron is big as well on like doing like morning pages. I'm not a writer in the morning. I actually like writing later on in the day when my brain is awake. But I kind of have been doing that anyway, but I'm curious to get more in depth with this. And I was actually thinking of doing a mini series on my channel where I document my 12-week process with this. I know it'll be pretty much a challenge for me to do this because, as I said, I am a full-time worker outside of this, but I think structuring myself is great, especially for what I hope to achieve and what I want to achieve as a writer soon. So that's that. Camera's overheating. I'm going to finish journaling and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. This was totally impromptu, but felt like I really needed some inspiration up on the wall. And we're so zoomed in. But I have this beautiful quote: maybe the desire to make something beautiful is the peace of God that is inside each of us, by Mary Oliver, my queen. This is the cover to the selected poems of Louise Gluck, who passed away. And I want to read, but I am an outer space girl. This is a business card from an amazing visual artist. There was a art expo, Arts Week in my city recently, so I loved her art. It was amazing. She is an artist who has a very rare autoimmune condition, I want to say, and so she deals with crippling pain, but she says the only thing that really keeps her going is her art, and I just think that that is amazing. that she's able to do that in spite of, you know. This is my poem. This is also one of my poems. This poem was inspired by this, which is The Weather in Space. This is the opening poem to Life on Mars by Tracy K. Smith, my favorite poetry collection of all time. And yeah, just two poems I'm really proud of. This one is an erasure poem, which I've shared before. This one is the first poem that was ever published by me. So, not by me, the first of my poems that were published. So yeah, that's my little inspo wall from two of my favorite poets and artists who I have come to love, and then two pieces of my own poetry I'm really proud of. And then this is from my orchid who is losing its flowers. So I saved one because I thought it was really, really pretty. So yeah, that's it. So after you've written a little bit, this is what I think is the fun part, editing. I love editing. I love really looking at a piece, maybe stepping away and then coming back to it, and being very intentional with the word choice and being intentional with everything. But that usually takes me a little more time, and I tend to think about a little bit more how deeper I can go with the poem. Are there any like loose images or metaphors that I need to tie up, or maybe even expand? So that's usually what I like to do next once I have like a piece down, but that might take some time, as I just said. So I think I'm just gonna take a break from writing for right now and maybe come back to it a different day. But it is still pretty early, and I'm debating if I want to check out my local bookstore, which is another thing I like doing. I'm also a big people watcher, so I love watching people and gathering inspiration from there. But I don't know, I'm on the fence. I also really like watching videos of other people writing or talking about writing, so maybe I'll do something like that too, but we shall see.